Thankfully, this next part is actually interesting once we get out of the Chuck E. Cheese bounce vehicle. Also, there's still no music. I mean, technically it is around here. I assume that's what all the artifacting in the sky is supposed to be. Also, I like the thing of everybody being in helmets. Ooh, I got a new pistol. I don't think it's better than what I got, but I'll check when we're actually through this terrible, terrible section. Hello! Also, I still do not remember how in the world I'm supposed to actually repair the Mako. I literally have the thing directly on the Geth and it's not getting hurt. This car is the best designed thing in the entire game! Oh lord. This shock trooper is literally invincible. What is happening here? Oh. You know what? Screw it! This might not have been the best plan! Excuse me. Okay, quick, somebody tell me the button to repair the Mako. I have a feeling I'm gonna need it. You guys can just have your party over there. I'm going this way. Actually, apparently the Mako doesn't need to be repaired. It hasn't taken any damage yet. It's just the shields got massively wrecked and they take an ice age to fully replenish. Because who wants to have fun driving the Mako? That's silly people talk. Oh, it probably is, yeah. To be fair, I didn't know what the first aid button is. It probably wouldn't do anything because I'm not actually damaged. If I stay still, will it replenish faster? No, the shield is just going to take a complete ice age to do anything because... Because shut up, I guess. Yeah, I knew it wasn't a full bar to unlock the final ones. I still don't know what rank I need for what I'm thinking of. I think it is in fact maxed, but we should be able to get there by the time we're actually there. swear to God, every time this thing bounces, I'm terrified it's gonna start rolling and go off the cliff. If you didn't want to die, Garrus, maybe you should have volunteered to drive it yourself. God knows you can probably handle it better. Actually, maybe that's the reason we're the only people who use the Mako, and nobody knows how to drive this stupid thing. We're the only ones who are still low budget enough to actually use it. Whoop! Garrus, why did you stand directly in the middle of a... I don't know what word I'm looking for. A rocket? I've seen you play! No, you can't! That's a Krogan. Interesting. That's a lot of Krogans. I thought you were dead, buddy.
User alert. All Peak 15 facilities have suffered a great deal of damage. Biohazard materials present throughout facility. Virtual intelligence user interface offline.
We'll need to get the reactors back online.
That way, so we'll go this way. Hey! What have I said about spoilers in this chat? I'm kidding. Sort of try not to do that, but I mean, this is a replay of... I'm replaying it when I initially played it a while back, so I'm not going to be that harsh on spoilers.
Why are the turrets facing the wrong way?
They want to keep their people in as much as they want to keep others out.
I feel like that's not quite the reason, Garrus. Door there. Door here. Hello. I mentioned I don't like this minigame yet. I also think it's exceedingly absorbent. The amount you have to pay to unlock a single thing. When you get like, I think 5 from breaking down items or something. Yes, that word. This looks snowed in. Did the glass break? Hello! Ah, I love Singularity. Yeah, the garbled noises are all from the geth. I'm stuck. Okay. I was briefly scared I soft-locked again. They're perfectly chatty, just not in any language we can understand. Yeah, they do that.
Animals, wind. This place is in bad shape.
Hi. Rachni, huh? A few more up around. I don't know if that warp actually did anything to it.
All clear.
That was weird. The game undocked my mouse for a second there. There's one right there, might as well. Where did you come from? And I'm poisoned again. What are you? Are they just sitting down there? They got stuck on a table somehow, alright. Now they're coming. Almighty, what is that?
A backup power system, Commander. It must be for the station's mainframe.
The damage is not extensive. It could be repaired.
Critical startup error. Virtual intelligence user interface offline. Manual boot required.
That sounded like hell itself opened up for a second there. Alright, what do we got? Oh god, this. Transform module stick to... What? I can't interact with anything. I literally can't interact with anything. I'm clicking and nothing is happening. Aha! Where did it say I needed to move this? Anywhere but core 1?
like you're trying to restore this facility. Would you like help?
Ah! Get it away!
How do I shut this thing up?
This system is monitored to respond to the name Mira. May I ask your name?
Also, I didn't point it out, but I love that the renegade option there is crap, a pop-up.
Commander Shepard, I work for the Citadel's Special Tactics and Reconnaissance.
One moment, please. Council authority confirmed. You are entitled to secure access of all systems. Please note that queries relating to corporate secrets require privileged access. Privileged access is only available to Binary Helix executives. This system is ready to process queries. You may access me at any holographic interface within Peak 15.
Later, Maverick. Though I am kind of side-eyeing the fact that privileged access does not include specters. You really are trying to hide stuff, aren't you guys?
I need to find Matriarch Benezia.
Lady Benezia departed on the passenger tramway to the Rift Station subsidiary labs. User alert. The tramway system is currently inoperable.
What's the situation here?
One moment, please. Diagnostics in progress. Critical failure. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Critical failure. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger tram systems are offline. Report complete. Do you have an additional system status query?
Do you know why the reactor was shut down?
I'm sorry, but I was offline at the time. Shutdown could occur if reactor breach seems likely, or in the case of catastrophic laboratory containment failure. Emergency guidelines suggest the frigid environment will kill biological contagions. It may also damage mechanical ones.
Turn off the heat and hope the cold puts whatever you have unleashed to sleep.
I'm glad you translated it, Liara, because I sure missed it.
What do I need to do to get the power back on?
The valves to the Helium-3 fuel line must be opened. This can be done at the controls on the reactor assembly proper.
What are the landlines and why are they disabled?
The landlines connect my mainframes here at Central Station to the various sub-facilities of Peak 15. This allows the crew to remotely access my databases from the comfort and security of their labs. When emergency protocols were implemented within the hot labs, the cabling was automatically ejected.
Hot labs. I know I've heard that term before.
Tell me what happened here.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
Tell me what occurred immediately before you shut down.
Stage 1 alert issued at hot labs. Contaminants released from laboratory pod Gamma. Emergency protocols implemented. Stage 2 alert issued at hot labs. Isolation 2 breached. Tram shut down. Landline to hot labs disconnected. Stage 3 alert issued locally. Contaminants in tram tunnels. Station shutdown and evacuation initiated. Code Omega sent.
What sort of contaminants escaped?
I'm sorry, Commander. Inquiries related to our research require privileged access. Only executives of Binary Helix have that level of clearance.
Of course.
The creatures we've encountered here, did they come from the labs?
I'm sorry, Commander. Inquiries related to our research require privileged access. Only executives of Binary Helix have that level of clearance.
Sigh.
Why were you taken offline?
In the event, Peak 15 must be sterilized for security purposes. My program and data are purged.
They kill you if something goes wrong?
My systems are permanently disabled. To be killed, I would need to be alive. I am merely a database program.
Well, I guess we know what we need to do now.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out. User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. User alert. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger...
Now exiting to the roof.
Yes, thank you, Mira.
Alert. Landline connections are
Yes, we
disabled.
know, Mira. Shut up.
Passenger trams are offline.
you.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. User alert. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger trams are offline.
I could believe either. So I'll tell you, I'm about 5 seconds from shutting her down just to shut her up. So there's the landlines. Where did I come in? Where did I come into here? Over here. So the landlines are done, which means I need the core.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
Okay, so the reactor's got to be somewhere over here, right? Oh, Pepper, what are you doing? Don't sprint towards the Rachni.
User
That's
alert.
the tram.
Main
So this is gotta be the
reactor shut
reactor over
down
here.
in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
So many elevators. Why is Noveria just elevators?
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
Probably the same person who puts so many goddamn elevators everywhere. Did that actually
User
get me
alert.
anything?
Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
That's a Geth! That's a Geth! Oh Lord Almighty, that's a Geth. One of the big dudes and two of the Kayako dudes.
The HE3 fuel line's cut.
That should fix it. I love this new world where to fix cables being ejected or lines cut, you just press a button. Actually, what's up here? Is there things I can loot? There are. There is a thing I can loot. And this leads me out into where that one Geth was trying to snipe us. Oh, there's another thing over here. Oh. Oh. That was very weird. It just started not responding to the buttons I was pressing for a second there. Apparently the game has decided it wants to be a little glitchy today. Who knows? I'll take minor bugs like that over game crashing or a person spawning with half of their entire model missing. Okay, we should be able to take the tram now. I was gonna say, at least we got through that without anyone getting poisoned, but... Elevators! Elevators everywhere!
Now entering decontamination and transit hub. User alert. Loose contaminants in the decontamination chamber. Access to passenger tramways inadvisable.
Yeah. If it gets me away from you, I'll wade through a whole ocean of death.
They're locked in.
Jarrus's electronic skills too low.
Control group, loosen them. They're in... Can't escape. The tunnels now. We're sorry. The leads couldn't get to the struck. Get out while you can.
He killed himself because he was part of whatever happened here?
He must have felt there was no hope of surviving, that killing himself would be easier.
Still too low. What skill do you need for that? That's as high as it can go, so that better be all it needs. You know what, screw it, we're maxing out Singularity on Liara. Unity there. We now have left to add to the rest of it. Apparently you need like a top tier electronic skill for that or something. That's another reason I'm not too fond of minigames. What happened there if you failed it but didn't have the Omni Gel? Because you have to go through here to get through. Do you just soft lock? Thankfully I've never been in that situation, but I think we found the tram! Great, time to get the hell away from Mira.
Departing Central Station. Destination, Rift Station. arriving at Rift Station, Binary Helix Research Facility.
Oh look, more elevators. Looks like we got living quarters and a lab, and the lab's currently locked. Can't unlock it, so let's go to living quarters. There are the hot labs. I wonder what the other one was then, if it was not... I guess it's just normal labs? I wasn't moving and it still triggered. And thus my paranoid quick saving in front of every elevator paid off. Those look like
Stand down.
those look like people.
Sorry, we couldn't be sure what was on the tram.
I'd only be upset if they'd fired.
Even hopped up on stems, my people know the rule. 2 legs good, 4 legs bad. Look, you're human and that's enough that I won't shoot, but I'd like to know who you are.
My name's Shepard. I'm a Spectre.
Huh. I won't look a heavily armed horse in the mouth. The aliens overran the hot labs last week. Only Han Olar got out, and he ain't all there anymore. The first we knew, the bastards were clawing into my command post. We had a lot more staff then.
You were taken by surprise and had civilians to protect. You did a good job, Captain.
Yeah? Sure as hell doesn't feel like it. The board sent an Asari to clean up the mess. She went to the hot labs yesterday. We haven't heard from her since.
The game is glitching with his ear. That's kind of funny.
I'm not gonna let any of your people die.
All I can do is hold out here and protect the civilians. There's an emergency elevator out by the trams. This card will let you activate it. Can take you down to the hot labs. Oh, and if you need any first aid, Dr. Cohen's downstairs in the med bay.
Yeah, we're gonna be walking around talking to everybody first.
Tell me about Rift Station.
I can't talk about everything. What do you need to know?
Tell me about the defenses here.
Secure enough that you shouldn't poke in corners.
I was just impressed with your operation. Being able to weather a week of assaults is no mean feat.
Only the best get assigned to high-security facilities like this. What impresses me most is the turrets, alarms, and cameras. They're all routed through a central location out by the quarantine labs. One guy can lock down the whole facility. The security hub's the last logical fallback, and we'd have cover from the turrets all the way.
What can you tell me about the aliens?
Ask Dr. Olar. He's the only one who made it out of the hot labs. He's the only Volus left in here.
Volus, huh?
I need to know more about the situation in the hot labs.
The facility's off the network. The only way to find out would be to send scouts down the elevator, and I won't send my people to their death.
Did the aliens come from inside the facility, or did they attack from the outside?
You want my personal opinion? Labs like that exist to do stupid crap that gets people killed.
That's not the answer to my question, but okay.
How are your people holding up?
We weren't expecting the initial wave. They made it inside. We lost some good people. Those of us left are short-handed. We've kept order by long shifts and stems. I don't like it, but I don't see an alternative.
True. He did say he wouldn't be allowed to do that, so maybe he was trying to do a roundabout way of confirming, yes, they came
You're
from
certain
inside.
the matriarch is still in the hot labs?
She hasn't come back here. You came through Central Station, so she ain't there.
Alright, that's what I needed to know.
I've got work to do.
Yeah, I hear that. Hell! Man the perimeter!
Well,
Go, go! Go, go, go! Everywhere!
no, they're not, Garrus.
Thanks for the help. Every few hours, a group comes up the tram tunnel. It's actually better since we locked down the elevator.
I'll do whatever I can.
don't know why they keep throwing themselves against our defenses. Even animals should learn not to stick their noses where it hurts.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. That is an interesting point, though. Anything feral would have learned by now that going this way is death from the other enemies. Or from the other of its species that died. So why aren't they? Quarantine in barracks. Oh, that's a Turian. Scientist. Turian guard?
Where did they come from? Were they in the lab? I never went in the high security areas.
You're not gonna go to the hot labs, are you?
Yeah, but we're armed to the teeth. Oh, hello. Here's somebody with a name.
What?
You seem less upset about this situation than the others.
That is one of the virtues of the meditation you interrupted.
Do you know Matriarch Benezia?
Why ask me and not your friend?
Because I do not know anything about the matriarch.
Then why would I?
Alright, fine.
That's all for now.
Then I will return to my meditations.
Twit.
Uncertain. I welcome you. Cautiously, I am curious to know what you're doing here.
I heard there were some problems up here.
Furtively, I am concerned about the state of our guards. Many have been awake for days. For now, with forced cheer,
Oh, poor dude.
I still have a limited supply of equipment to sell.
Let's have a look.
Regretfully, most of my stock is being appropriated by Captain Ventrellis.
I kind of want that. Well, probably this one, because I don't think Vanguards wear heavy armor. Which is strange, but... everything is so expensive. I will take that, though. I will take that as well. Attack cooldown bonus. That's no good for us. We don't use techs. Guard. You okay?
What? No! Sorry. I haven't had much sleep since the attack. Yeah, is there something you need?
You okay?
What sort of work do you do here?
I can't say. I signed a non-disclosure agreement. If we survive, I'd like to keep my job. The location is terrible, but the pay is better than any other commercial lab.
You're not happy on Peak 15?
The outside world doesn't exist here, just walls of ice and rock. There's only the work, the discovery. It's easy to forget why science is guided by ethics. Maybe we're paying for that now.
Yeah! If I survived, I wouldn't be staying with this company! I'd be cutting and running.
What do you do here?
I'm a toxicologist. I can't talk about my work. Not that I'm doing anything since the accident.
There was an accident here?
I can't talk about what happened. Not here. Too public. Talk to Dr. Cohen in the medical ward. He was the project lead.
I'm not gonna get anything useful out of you, I see.
Remember to report any suspicious noises.
But I'm pretty sure that there's no need for suspicious noises, because I am pretty sure you will know if it's the Arachni. Alright, maybe the dudes down here will give us some better information.
I know you'd have a cure by now.
6 scientists. Oh boy, are these guys getting poisoned?
What do you want?
I didn't mean to bother you.
No, you did nothing wrong. I'm just distracted.
What happened to these people?
They're suffering from a toxin. There was an accident. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
I mean, you don't have to, but...
But you're going to, because I might be able to help.
I'd like to think that the company finds our lives more valuable than their secrets. You know Mira, the VI for Peak 15? She handles the safety protocols for our experiments here.
We reactivated her on our way through Central Station.
That was you? I'm grateful. Until she came online, the automatic equipment wouldn't work. We lost the connection to Mira in the middle of an experiment and the quarantine failed. These three were exposed to a toxin, something we were working on.
I understand your caution, but I need details. What you say won't go beyond these walls.
It's a bioweapon, based on an exotic life form discovered on the frontier. They wanted something that could kill the creature, but there was no profit in something that kills one species on the frontier. We kept working on it and adapted it to affect more species. Thoros B is highly infectious, but can't pass from one person to another, like a biowar attack without a pandemic spread.
It doesn't matter how safe you make it. Biological weapons are illegal.
Militaries, governments, they'll get this kind of weapon one way or another, and we're trying to limit the damage. I know you can't see that.
No, I can't, because you're still making a deadly bioweapon toxin! I think he means that the original source of it is highly infectious, but once it's actually in a person's system, that person cannot pass it on.
There's a reason the Citadel conventions forbid bioweapons, Doctor.
I didn't expect you'd understand. Our notes and equipment are locked in the quarantine labs. Captain Ventralis doesn't want to risk more contamination.
I don't actually know how that would work, but I am neither a scientist nor a biologist, so...
I'll talk to him. Maybe I can convince him to let me try.
I can't ask you to do this officially, but if you can do anything, I'd appreciate it.
Didn't he already give us the thing for the hot labs? I'll talk to him again.
What will it take to get the cure for these people?
The quarantine labs are near the science team's quarters.
Different lab, I guess.
Once you're in there, look for our notes. It should just be a matter of following our processes.
Alright, let's see what I can do.
Talk to you later.
I hope you can do something.
So I really, really love how offended Garrus has sounded this entire trip. He is just so done with everybody on Noveria. Also, yeah, if you try to walk in the restricted area without getting permission, they open fire on you. Oh god damn it, it's another elevator. Alright, let's go talk to the dude first to make sure I don't trigger everyone trying to kill me. Yeah, he would be this way. Yeah! No kidding.
Something you need?
I've heard about the problems in the quarantine lab. I'd like to recover the toxin cure.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't risk contamination now.
We're not part of your defense plans. We're consuming extra rations, extra metagel.
Yeah, but you also have extra guns. Alright, you want to gamble with your life, you're not under my command. I'll have the guard let you in, but he'll lock the door behind you. He'll run a full scan before he'll let you out. If there are any anomalies, you stay in there.
Those are reasonable precautions.
I'll radio ahead to let the guard know. Good luck.
Also, I don't really
I've
know
got work to do.
what Shepard
You and me both.
meant by that. I guess the implication is that we're here longer than we're supposed to be, but something later on doesn't make any sense if you compare it to that. The metagel makes sense if we assume that we came here hurt and we were being treated because, we have guns and we're helping fight off the Arachni. The rations really doesn't. Unless they, maybe they fed us as thanks for... I guess that could be it. I wouldn't really know how to rewrite that. It just kind of comes off as a little strange to me is all.
came to find out about them, didn't you?
You mean those things out there?
Yes. I'm the only survivor from the hot lab, you know.
I need to know more about those things out there.
About the Rachni?
Rachni? That's preposterous.
Also, I love the fact that they make this name reveal here so big, even though you've known the name, because they don't change the enemy names.
Where did they come from?
They found it in a derelict ship. An egg. Waiting since the last battles. They brought it here.
Shut up! God, you want to get us killed?
I don't have any control over who lives or dies here. Do you?
If you're gonna be crazy, be the quiet kind.
Crazy? I'm sane. God, am I sane?
He seems perfectly sane to me. Though the derelict egg thing I'm kind of questioning, but...
I need to know everything about the Rachni.
I told you all I can. We brought the Rachni back from the dead. In retrospect, a bad decision.
Yeah, probably.
I heard you were at the hot labs. How did you make it out alive?
I killed her.
What?
Who?
Doctors on Muir. We were going to lunch when the alarms went off. I ran into the tram, and I closed the doors. She banged on the window once, then they sliced her to pieces. Her head came apart like a melon. I closed the door. I killed her.
Tell me what you know. I'll make your survival mean something.
You think I want absolution? There is none.
Okay, maybe he is crazy. He seems, that type of crazy where you just become completely detached from everything and it's really creepy.
Could Matriarch Benezia survive in the hot labs?
It's possible. The specimens were sensitive to biotics.
Well, that's all we're gonna get from him.
I'll be leaving now.
Honestly,
Okay, this one will get you. How can you tell jokes? So this hydrogen atom says to another hydrogen, I lost my electron.
I've heard this one.
And the other hydrogen says, man, are you sure? I'm positive.
Just shut up. God.
I'm with the Turian. Maintenance store optimization. Where's the quarantine? Was it up here? First of all, let's go to refresh on Medigel there. Yeah, here it is.
You're not part of the crew.
I have Ventralis' permission to go in there.
Yeah, he radioed. He also said you have to prove you're not contaminated to get out. You got a death wish? You should stand watches on the barricade.
Yeah, you're all a bunch of wussies, I know. Alright. Oh, I see the problem. On the advanced ones, for some reason it's lagging the game. That's new. I haven't actually really had any lag troubles in this game so far. That explains why it was eating my inputs. That's a Medigel. I'm gonna leave that for now because I have no idea if something's gonna pop out at me and try to bite my face off. Alright, what can we do about this cure? What?
Your mission ends here, Shepard.
Ambush.
Oh, what a shock.
You're a sleeper agent for Benezia.
I was ordered to eliminate you should the opportunity arise. And here you are, trapped in this lab. Weapons free!
You know what? I might have to keep Liara after all. What? I think she accidentally beamed me with something.
All targets down.
But yeah, that the scariness of that encounter was somewhat diminished by the fact that Liara probably singularity the entire group.
Looks like that Asari doctor killed the guard.
Poor guard.
They came out of there.
You mean the inorganics the Asari had with her?
Benezia brought them with her.
How can I get into the maintenance area?
A team lead would have access. Like Dr. Cohen. He's in the medical bay.
I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything I'm doing is actually necessary or not. I think he gave me the thing to the hot lab, so I could have just turned around and immediately walked that way, but what fun is that? So many elevators. Medbay was over here. At least this place looks prettier than Noveria itself did. That place looked like it was a tetanus shot waiting to happen.
Is that the cure? You did it?
That Asari scientist, the one in the mess hall? She just tried to kill us.
Alestia? That's unbelievable. I don't know much about her. She arrived a month ago. One of the shareholders pulled strings to get her here.
Let me guess. Saren the Spectre.
Yes. I think that was the name. I don't pay attention to the other research teams. Look. The guards, they've been more on edge since you got here. I think they were expecting you. There are more labs in the back. The guards won't even let me back there. Just people with clearance.
What about the maintenance area? Do you have access to that?
The maintenance area? Yes. Take my pass. But there's just snow back there. Let me see that file. An extension on Philip's work? I thought he was on the right track. I can't thank you enough that... Oh, God, what a cliché. You saved their lives. Do you know that?
I mean, I don't need any Medigel. I'm actually perfectly fine on it.
That's what I'm here for. Forget about it.
I need to administer this. Thanks again.
So what did the dude... He gave us a pass to something. But if we have to go to maintenance, what did he give us the pass for?
I didn't know Alliance basic training included biochemistry.
No, Shepard's just really good at following directions. Maybe? Let's see what we got here. Noveria Rift Station. If I can just go straight to the hot labs, what is the maintenance for? Maybe it's another way around. Let's go ahead and make a backup save. I usually like using 2 just in case something goes wrong with one. Okay, where did it say that I could get into the maintenance area? Yeah, the science team... Ah, yeah. That was back down this way. Let's just go this way. Might be that the thing he gave me was just straight up through the front of the quarantine labs. And, would be, more fighting focused. I think I said it that Noveria is just very confusing to me. Okay, so there is a maintenance hatch, and I believe I actually saw it somewhere around here. Also, apparently somebody removed that poor guard's body. Here it is. This is quite a tunnel. Also, randomly, I thought a sleeper agent meant that it was a normal person who didn't realize that they were a sleeper agent. Like, when they got triggered, they thought they were normal. They didn't realize they were aligned, and then when you triggered them, they sort of became active. Okay. You know what? I've actually got enough now. Let's see if I can change anything. I got some new stuff here. There's my shotgun. What about the pistol? 163, 136. You know, let's go with this. That looks like it'd be fun to play with, and I actually finally got an... Oh, that! That's nice. Let's take that. I got some armor for... Can Garrus not wear me? Can Garrus only wear... Ah, gotcha. They just also use the term for people who are, like, brainwashed because that's technically true. I wonder if Garrus could only wear... normal armor? Or not normal, light armor? Yeah, I got, you get 4 from a single piece of equipment like that. Oh, maybe I didn't check their weapons. Crap, what does Liara even use? I have no idea what weapons Liara uses.
Watchdog protocol is active.
Okay, there's an elevator. And what is this? Oh, this is where we need to be. Okay, I'm actually going to drop a hard save right here. Because the last time, when I streamed this the last time, I somehow got clipped out of bounds.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
Liara's here because she wants to be. Because I asked her to.
Indeed. What have you told her about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
Okay, first, whoever that was, thank you for the follow. Second, I really need to start checking if these alert boxes are in front of the stuff. Hold on. There. I am so sorry I couldn't see your name. If you want to say something in the chat, thank you for it anyway.
I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
I now realize I should have been stricter with her.
What? Everything on my face is frozen. Ah, old game errors. So now we got a bunch of commandos to fight. This is actually a difficult fight. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Remember that if Shepard goes down, you lose. So you have to be very, very careful about Shepard's health here. As you can see, though, Garrus has got your back with that sniper rifle. I don't know if that actually hit her or not. I can't. I'm stuck. I'm physically stuck. Are you serious? Okay, hold on. And that killed me because I was trapped and stuck in the corner. I don't know how slightly falling like that killed me, but this is why I saved. I believe this is also why they made Singularity and Biotics no longer affect boxes.
I won't be moved by sympathy.
Liara's here because
Indeed.
What could I say, Mother?
Have you faced?
Nothing can beat the fact when I last played, I was launched into a corner and then promptly sent flying into the skybox at Mach speed. That was really annoying, if kind of funny.
Heads up.
So firstly, I'm getting out of the way. Well, that's Venezia. I can't hit Venezia. I mean, like, you can shoot at Venezia, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, I have now... barrier is nice. That's a couple more down. Where's the other one? I'm being shot by something. Where is it? Where is it? There it is! The Geth was really confused and stuck by the door, I think. Oh, that's a sniper rifle. That was a little weird. Spinezia. There's what I need. And they're blocking the way around again!
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
The Rachni didn't cooperate with you. Why should I?
I will not betray him. You will. You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
So you could turn on me again?
Yes, but it would not be my will, Shepard. People are not themselves around Saren. You come to idolize him, worship him. You would do anything for him.
See the reason you're not wearing actual clothes?
The key is Sovereign, his flagship. It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
Because that does not look like the clothing anybody should be wearing.
Sovereign's not like other ships. Where did it come from?
I cannot say. The Geth did not build it. Its technology is far more advanced than that of any known species. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words pour into you. It is subtle at first. I thought I was strong enough to resist. Instead, I became a willing tool, eager to serve.
You went
He
goth
sent me
from your
here
makeup.
to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
How do you lose a relay?
How does something that big go missing?
4,000 years ago, a star nearby went supernova. The shockwave propelled the relay out of its system, but did not damage it. Its precise vector and speed are impossible to determine. As millennia passed, the nebula created by the nova enveloped the relay. It is difficult to find any cold object in interstellar space, particularly something swathed in hot dust and radiation.
Yeah, it's some kind of weird skin pattern she's got. I don't know.
Someone on Noveria found it?
2,000 years ago, the Rachni inhabited that region of our galaxy. They discovered the relay. The Rachni can share memories across generations. Queens inherit the knowledge of their mothers. I took the location of the relay from the Queen's mind. I was not gentle.
How did the Rachni find it?
They searched patiently.
Oh,
they
for
are
God's sake,
territorial
Windows.
creatures driven to
Go away.
systems.
Why does Saren need the Mu relay?
He believes it will lead him to the conduit. I would tell you more if I could, but Saren did not share his counsel with me. I was merely a servant to his cause.
You can still make it right. Give me the information.
I was not myself, but I should have been stronger.
Also, is Sarah the one who made you dress so weirdly,
too?
too?
To an OSD. Take it, please.
Not just the chest thing, the... What is going on with your hat?
Knowing the relay's coordinates is not enough. Do you know where he planned to go from there?
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination. But you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should... Oh, you should...
Mother! Don't leave! Fight him!
You've always made me proud, Liara. Die!
Heads up!
Also, an interesting little thing there. She transmitted the coordinates to Saren, so there was no need for her to write it on a disc. She had a feeling you were coming, and she was trying to resist even that early. Where'd the commando go? Garrus, what are you doing? You have the high ground! Start sniping!
I cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
Hold on. We've got Metagel. Maybe we can...
No. He is still in my mind. I am not entirely myself. I never will be again.
You're also kind of poisoned. Badly.
Mother!
Good night, little wing. I will see you again with the dawn. No light. They always said there would be a...
So her body wouldn't be propped up like that. She's leaning to the side, not on the wall. Oh, come on! So we're gonna get auto-transported out after I finish this cutscene. So I don't get to loot anything because I tried to go for that one box and it was too close to this. That body reanimated! I don't know. Bad design decisions, but that's Noveria all over. Also... Guys, were you seriously not watching my back? You let this corpse walk up behind me? Where are you two?
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
Musics? What?
Well, there you are.
Your way of communicating is strange. Flat. It does not color the air. When we speak, one moves all. We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touchings of thought. We pluck the strings, and the other understands. She is weak to urging. She has colors we have no names for. But she is ending. Her music is bittersweet. It is beautiful. The children we birthed were stolen from us before they could learn to sing. They are lost to silence.
Yeah, I like that too.
And their suffering, they cannot be saved. They will only cause harm as they are.
So apparently something is wrong with the Rachni we've been seeing.
I don't understand. Why are your children killing people?
These needlemen, They stole our eggs from us. They sought to turn our children into beasts of war, claws with no songs of their own. Our elders are comfortable with silence. Children know only fear if no one sings to them. Fear has shattered their minds.
I understand. A child left alone in a closet until she is 16 would not be sane.
So that's what's wrong with them. That's why they can't be saved. They're just completely broken. Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
If you're sure they can't be saved.
It is lamentable, but necessary. Do what you must. Before you deal with our children, we stand before you. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
The Rachni were a threat to the galaxy. Those tanks are filled with acid. If she gets out of hand, they dissolve her.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
If I let you live, would you attack other races again?
No. I do not know what happened in the war. We only heard discordance, songs the color of oily shadows. We would seek a hidden place to teach our children harmony. If they understand, perhaps we would return.
I just realized there's a whispering voice underlaying that. The voice is echoing, but there's also a voice, like a third voice or fourth layered underneath it that's doing a very, very husky kind of whisper. I didn't hear that before.
Are you a survivor from the war? A clone?
We do not know. We were only an egg, hearing Mother cry in our dreams. A tone from space hushed one voice after another. It forced the singers to resonate with its own sour yellow note. Then we awoke in this place, the last echo of those who came out from the singing planet. The sky is silent.
So something corrupted the Rachni. Forced to sing their own sour yellow note. That's not... That wasn't of their will, then.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
You will give us the chance to compose anew? We will remember. We will sing of your forgiveness to our children.
She's actually kind of cute when she looks at you. Like, the whole thing's not cute, but that one little thing where she's looking at you kind of is. Like that. Oh, hey, it doesn't immediately teleport you. I thought... I remember it did. Alright, we can actually load everything! Sweet! Really? A medium decryption got me a single grenade and a handful of experience. Also, to explain a bit, because I haven't actually looked at the codexes, the Rachni were something that was wiped out by the Krogan a long time ago because the Rachni were attacking everybody. They were a massive danger to every species. So, I believe it was the Solarian... Uh-oh. I believe it was the Solarians uplifted the Krogan to deal with Arachni. 20 Omnigel for a grenade. Sure. And the boxes are still blocking the stairway. It's really cool that Singularity moves boxes, but I'm really glad they removed it. Alright, to the tram. Did I get a level up? Yeah, I did. Alright. Let's go ahead and max out pistols. I think I'm gonna work on Spectre training and max that. Then I'll work on, throw some of the other powers. I moved away. Other people have points to spend. It's only a couple levels. We'll max out the Turian agent first. And that brings us back here. So the Recognize down in the hot labs. Okay, we're not actually done here yet. Apparently I was supposed to go to the hot labs before I did any of this. Whoops. Save. I believe if you've done the hot labs and everything, then she'll tell you she's not mad or something like that. So let's finish dealing with her, with the hot lab, shall we? Hey, it's a person.
Are you here to secure the situation?
How are you holding up?
You must listen to me. If we do not contain our mistake, they will drop bombs from the battle stations. You understand?
You let these things out?
I am only following the orders.
Yeah!
Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Rachni's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
That? Wow.
1,000-year-old egg hatched?
Yes. Very tough to be so long frozen. That it survived the centuries. This is miraculous. Binary Helix planned to clone Rachni, mass produce them, create an army.
Since Saren's controlling them, I'm not shocked.
They find this egg is not a common Rachni. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the babies to be obedient.
Hold on. Don't you need a male to get eggs?
Queens are born carrying the genetic code of their fathers. Eggs are carried away from the colony to hatch alone. Queens can lay eggs in hours and have a colony in days.
I don't think you're quite right.
This is how they spread so quickly.
Considering she said that the children needed to be sung to, I'm pretty sure they don't get taken away to hatch alone.
Separating them from their mother didn't work.
This was exactly the wrong thing to do. I am thinking that without a queen, Rachni do not develop properly. Her mind is shaping theirs. These Rachni are uncontrollable.
Yeah, I can see, like, even though the Rachni Queen told us they can't be saved, we don't have the option, so I'm just gonna pick this for the Paragon points.
Then all we need to do is bring her here.
No, I'm sorry, but this will not work. These Rachni are
I think his
beyond
eyes are
saving.
glitching out.
It is a sad thing, but they must be euthanized. I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
Notice how they're kind of flickering like he's trying to blink? I think we have hit yet another glitch.
I'm not familiar with the purge system.
It creates bursts of neutron radiation, kills everything within the station. Things beyond get genetic damage of varying degree.
Once the purge is armed, we'll have to fight our way out. Give us a minute to patch up and rearm.
Sure, sure. I wait here. I am not so much good for searching now, yes? Mother always say I would meet a bad end.
I just found this hilarious because it behaved perfectly for the other 3 planets, and now Noveria is just being a thing. It unlocked my mouse again.
I am feeling not so well.
How do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira destruct.
Yeah, that got spoiled by the subtitles.
Take him out!
Time to kill some poor insane babies.
That's it. Bag and attack.
That will never not amuse me. Look at those chairs go everywhere. Is there anything in here?
Connecting. I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Oh, I have to.
6 Emperor Tyrann
That is not the correct code. Please report to security for arrest and interrogation.
6 Emperor.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Who would have the code?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky,
The
or
dead
any
dude.
executive officer of Binary Helix.
Also dead dudes. Great.
We're moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
Can I interact with his body? Yes. Yes, I can. Probably should have done that to start.
Online. How can I help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Code input 875020079. Code Omega local execution.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
And now it's time to run. So many Rachni. I think I'm actually supposed to run. Excuse me! Silly me stopping to actually try to shoot everything. Okay, apparently by facility emit everything in the hot labs. I can't go anywhere but here? Can I not go back and tell them the labs are clear? No, everything's locked. Alright, I guess we'll just leave. I hope those guys got out! Well, they probably will be able to get out once the Rachni stop coming. God knows they must have heard that kaboom down in the, down in said hot labs.
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the Mu relay?
The Mu relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn more about Saren.
Who put you in charge? Did the commander resign when I wasn't looking?
Go fuck yourself, Ashley. She literally didn't give a command. She was just supporting what I said.
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
Look, this is a tough mission. We're all on edge. Everyone go get some rest. Crew dismissed.
Noveria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rachni on Noveria?
And then released the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
You put that in your report? Shepard is way too honest a person.
This Queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
I hope you're right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price if you're not.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
I will say that at least the Council takes it well. Can I actually? Oh, it gives me a codex. I feel like the Asari one had basically gripped the dude. Gripped the Turian dude by the balls before he turned on the call. Did you ever got anything new to say?
Boy, am I glad to be off of Noveria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
I have to go.
Alright, see you.
I do like the fact that Joker has little quips about the planets. But I think Maverick was right at the start. I think I did forget to talk to him about Therum. Oops. Alright, time to do our chatty chat rounds. We'll start with Liara and Caden because they're both right here. You holding up okay?
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Let's see if she's got any more to talk about.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
We don't have the luxury of time, and Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you, to understand what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko.
Yeah, thankfully, it is really easy to stumble into this with them, so, but Liara does give you the out.
I care about Caden. A lot.
I thought so. Still, I feel as if there is also some attraction between us, Shepard.
You do have to kind of be a little mean, though.
I'm not interested in you in that way, Liara.
This is very embarrassing for me, Commander. Please, let's talk about something else.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
I feel really, really bad for her, though. That had to hurt coming out with, and then you unfortunately have to get shot down by Shepard, who is about as subtle as a sledgehammer to the crotch.
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Of course. Have a seat.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
That's not the appropriate way to address your commanding officer, Lieutenant.
She's teasing him.
I wasn't speaking to you as my commanding officer, ma'am. I don't want to send any bad signals. Just, working on what I've picked up. You tell me if I'm going too far.
We haven't had much off-duty time to talk. You have an issue with how things are going?
I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. Do you get my meaning?
You're talking about a particular example, aren't you?
You know the records about the biotic trading out on Jump Zero? They're all classified, because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs.
Yeah.
And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
Biotics is nothing easy in kids, especially in kids with a race that has not had biotics before.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak.
Mercenaries.
So they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
They hired mercenaries for a major, essentially psychic-powered DNA modification thing. Wow.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. To introduce himself, he liked to say, "I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father." When I told him my dad wasn't in the war, he'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to new beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all of this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
I don't know what you mean by cutting corners. I appreciate you're trying to help, Caden, but you are being exceedingly vague right now.
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you...
What?
Try to keep them from making mistakes.
I can't hear you, Caden. The background music is too loud.
Special, huh?
If I'm out of line, just say the word.
You're not out of line, Caden. But there are regs.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
Tactical appraisal.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Oh, he can talk to us about it.
Saren's, what was Benezi anyway? Second in command? Advisor? Anyway, it should set him back a bit. I'm sure Dr. Tassoni's hurting though. Poor kid. Having to kill her own mom.
Any opinion on the Rachni?
Off the record, if we had the option, I'd as soon have left it to the Council. We weren't out here during the Rachni War. I'm not sure we have any business getting involved.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Yeah, that's his I got nothing
later,
else to say to you right now line.
Like that.
Yeah, Caden is very vague about many things. Sometimes I feel like Shepard snarks at him that, she feels like she could ask him what he'd want for dinner and she would get a vague answer.
Commander, good to see you.
You got anything to talk to us about, Garrus?
You've been with C-Sec a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
Also, oh god, the quiet voice infected Garrus, no!
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts. Organs, mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
I'm somewhat concerned that's not a new thing for C-Sec to find, Garrus.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market. But they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one Elcor diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic.
Good grief!
But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
the deadpan thing here. Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
So yeah, Krogan apparently have 4 balls. That puts into perspective their phrase of grow a quad.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Jesus Christ.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Wow.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Don't tell me that!
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Garrus, but I'm kind of on their side, especially considering shooting it down near the Citadel could have completely trashed part of a ward.
It's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Well, you got somebody here.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
I think I've said it before, but every party member has their own personal quest. I think besides Ashley and Caden. I think they're the only ones that don't. Actually, Liara might not either. It might just be Rex, Tali, and Garrus. But you have to talk to them repeatedly to get the missions. Let's see if Rex will talk to us.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Yeah, I think it is, but like I said, I can't remember. I'll try to check between streams if I recall and see if there's something.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. A couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone.
Creepy.
I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
Considering what Venezia told us, that probably was the smartest thing you've ever done in your life, Rex.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right.
Were they ever?
Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Whoa.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
So that was a good thing you, you cut your losses and ran, Rex. That certainly was. Sounds like Saren lost his uses for those mechs. The mechs? Mercs.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down.
Ooh.
I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have till it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
Alright, I believe that is everybody now, because we're not bothering with Ashley, because why would you? So we now actually have Garrus's side mission. So I think we'll do that next time, and then we'll see what we can do about Pharos.